order. It is, according to my watch, 6 o'clock and 18 seconds. So I did arrive in time. My apologies. The first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would like to ask Juan Ramos to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will now move on to the adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, then we will adopt them as presented. Goodness gracious, this is our organizational meeting. The first order of business here is election of officers. Do I hear any nominations for chairman of the board?
I would like to nominate Pat Mornaka as chairman.
I'll second that.
Do we have any other, hi Tony, do we have any other nominations for the chairman of the board? Hearing none, then a motion's been made by Susie and seconded by Dustin to nominate Patricia Mornaka as chairman. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. The motion carries. Thank you. The next item is the election of a vice chairperson. Do I hear a nomination?
I nominate Susie Ramos for vice chair.
Susie Ramos has been nominated for the position of vice chairperson. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations for the vice chairman of the board? It's been moved by Jasmine and seconded by Maribel to elect Susie Ramos as vice chairman of the board. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. The motion carries. Congratulations, Susie.
Congratulations, Pat.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the next item, visiting patrons and delegations. Vanessa Chamber of Commerce is first on our agenda.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is McKenna Wagstaff. I'm the president of the board of the Vanessa Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. We just finished up with Thundering Days Saturday night, so just barely. And we just wanted to come and make sure that we thank the school district for allowing us to have it on your property, for being so supportive, for being helpful. Most people are aware we were on a shorter timeline this year. It was a little bit complicated, but we really are grateful for the school for fitting us in, for being so gracious to host us. And it really was successful. We heard back from lots of people how grateful and excited they were to make that it happened and that they were there. I talked to all the vendors, and I had numerous vendors tell me this is my favorite place to come, or vendors who said, I'm retired and this is the only show I do. They really enjoy coming to NISA and having it here. And so really want to thank Ryan. He came to meetings and helped us plan, and also Jesse, who really facilitated a lot of what we needed with the facilities. So we really are grateful to you guys for allowing us to do it and allowing us to host it here. So.
We appreciate all that you did. It was a great success and great for our community. So thank you.
Yes, I thoroughly.
That's all I have. Unless you guys have anything for me, that's all we have for you guys, but thank you again.
Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments? Hearing none, we will now move on to the superintendent's report. Mr. Hawkins.
Congratulations, by the way, on being the
Thank
new
you.
board person. Mrs. Ramos, you as well, thank you. So superintendent's message, I want to say good evening, board members and members of the community. It may be the middle of summer, as we say, it's hot, it's all good out there, but we are moving fast and furious as we get ready for the 25-26 school year. Things are really coming into shape for us. Registration is in full swing. Online registration is now open. And in-person enrollment will be held July 31st from 8 to 8 at all of our schools. Families can find the online registration link right on our main page. And we also text all the families, current families. We've now done it twice just to kind of give them that. So we encourage as many people as possible to do online registration. So I also want to share some important updates regarding, as if you guys didn't hear, Executive Order 2509, recently released by Governor Kotek. So this executive order requires districts to ban personal electronic devices, things like cell phones and smartwatches during regular instructional hours. It defines personal devices as anything portable, electronically powered, that can be used to make calls, send messages, or access the internet independently from the school's network. And again, if you want to read that, that's out there, and I would suggest our community really take a proactive approach to it and read what that means. The executive order requires us, the board and school, to adopt a policy no later than October 31st and fully implement it by January 1st of 2026, so pretty quick turnaround on it. But I believe it's best for us to set those expectations from the start, and we look to, as first day of school in August, to have our policy implemented and up and running. So we're working with ODE and OSBA on guidance and draft language that we will give the board by next board meeting. Since this will involve some updates to our handbooks, I will also be sending out a survey to parents and students to gather input. When we look at our current handbook policy, there's not that big of a change. A large part of the change will be how we're going to ensure that they're not on somebody's person. And obviously there's some ins and outs, and that's a very, very, very basic summary of the executive order, but obviously there's 504s, IEPs, and things like that we'll look into. I want to say this is a state requirement, but we want to approach it thoughtfully and in a way that works for NISA. So, and again, please look forward to that and fill that out for us. Thank you. On the facilities front, if you haven't heard, most of the facilities are under construction. I wanted to give everybody a quick rundown of our summer projects, very, very brief. Elementary and high school flooring are in progress and on track. And the high school flooring is, it's been like 5 or 6 years in progress. We're a couple of rooms at a time. Elementary, all the hallways are finally getting done. So you might have seen it down there, and those are, I did a walkthrough on Friday, and it comes pretty quick. The elementary playground is a little bit behind schedule, but we will have it completed by the first week of August. So, and at the football field, the survey people are out there tomorrow to set those main points. And actually, they were actually out here today. I apologize. I went and looked, and they're actually digging some ground, right? So a couple weeks ago, we took that top layer off so we can survey it. So we're on track on the turf. The football lights are scheduled for installation on August 15th. Fencing, door locks, and other safety upgrades are on schedule as well. Family restroom, and that was out at the high school, is we're getting bids and we're in progress of that. The new visitor bleachers and softball backstop plans are moving forward. The tree replacement at the district office, when I say district office, it's right here on the side of the road. Putting in a couple trees right there for some shade and possible some lighting. And new turf for the track throwing areas are in the quote phase as well, so we're looking at that. So when I say the throwing areas and jumping areas, and Ryan Bunn was actually really good. They redid all the pits, and we were thinking about, hey, let's just do turf on that whole side over there. So we're looking at what that would look like. Which would be really, really cool. And as usual, our crew is working daily to deep clean and prep for next year. So those are some kind of big updates. We have a lot of other things kind of planning into the works, and Crystal, she got a new button for her office that just says no every time I come in. So,
It's the best thing
so
ever.
but yeah, so, and then if you, I mean, just drive by and see the progress, it's pretty fun. So, we're also looking ahead to Mount Here County Fair coming up in a couple weeks. I want to say best of luck to all of our students who are participating out there. It's really, really fun. And then this week we have volleyball camp happening, and I want to give a huge shout out to our athletic director, Josh Ganda, and our coaches. They put together some truly amazing camps this summer for our students. They're not just regular camps, they're high quality experiences that are giving our kids the very best opportunities in the valley. And bringing PSN, we're bringing some high quality camps for our kids, which is pretty amazing. Finally, and this actually works really well, I want to give a huge thank you to our Chamber of Commerce for all their work on Thunder 8 Days. It was incredible to see our community come together for such a family-friendly event. And I just got to say that as, you know, superintendent, dad, you know, and my family always coming here, I love supporting the Chamber in this event. And we know that they put it together last minute and did an amazing job, and nobody would know that, of all the hard work and what they did. And so I just got to just say thank you for, like I said, just as a dad, for our family. So thank you, Chamber, for everything you do. And we're confident that more planning time in the future, things like, we're only going to get better. And it's really, really cool. So just want to give a huge shout out to the Chamber. And stole my thunder because they did it first. So no. But and that's all I have. I just want to thank everybody, and hopefully we have a good rest of the July, and we're still rocking and rolling. So you'll see at the district office we're sweating. So we're going for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any questions on the superintendent's report? Questions for Ryan on the superintendent's report? When will that survey go out on the executive order?
I'm hoping to get a little more direction from OSBA on that, but well, obviously we can't wait. We need to get it done pretty soon, and so not much longer. We'll send that out electronically to people. So, yep.
I was wondering because I knew that we hadn't heard a whole lot.
Yeah. So we're still kind of in the holding pattern. But.
Any other questions for the superintendent? Hearing none, we'll move on to Crystal and the financial report. A no button, Crystal?
Yes, I got it for my birthday, and it's the best thing ever. It just says no a lot of different ways, and just Ryan will walk in and not even say anything, and I just hit it, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I wanted to just say welcome, Mr. Hartley. I know it's your first meeting, so thanks for being here. So I give a financial presentation every single month to the board and ask for approval of those numbers. And so I provided you with a packet. The first report is on our general fund. I'm actually reporting on the entire fiscal year of 2025. So the very first page is the summary, very, very close to finalized numbers. And so it's just a summary. If you flip to the very next page, it breaks down all of our financials for the general fund month by month. And so I'll just quickly go over the month of June, since that's what we just finished. Our revenue that came in for the month of June was a little over $97,000. The month of June, we do not receive a state school fund payment. And that's because in the month of July, we receive double payment. So this month we will be receiving a double payment for our state school fund because we don't get a payment in June. So that's why there's a significant decrease in our revenue from prior months to June. And then you'll notice in our expenditures, we spent almost $7 million last month. June is our largest month in our fiscal year of expenditures. We pay out all of the salaries, teacher contracts, we have summer school, so it's our biggest month. So we did, by the revenue coming in and expenditures going out, we are in the hole. However, overall, when you add in our beginning fund balance from the beginning of this year, add in our revenue, minus out all of our expenditures, our ending fund balance for the fiscal year is a little over $6.7 million. Just to note, and I wrote this in the note on Friday, our adopted fiscal year 26 budget was adopted with a beginning fund balance of $6.5 million, so we're coming in a little better. So
I was excited to read that as well.
It was like the best thing I've ever typed. So that's where we're sitting. I will tell you, the auditors are here this week. They had a full day of undergoing the audit. They are auditing these numbers. I don't anticipate them to change, but they could a little bit. But I don't think they'll change by much if they do. So after that first report, yes?
So staying on that first
Yeah.
report, so the inter-fund transfer, what was that?
So when we adopted the budget, there were some inter-fund transfers that were approved, transferred to food service to get them out of a deficit if they were in a deficit at the end of the year. We transferred $5,000 for the board scholarship to that fund, and we pay the scholarship out of that. But the biggest change was that supplemental budget that I presented in April to the board. That was that additional funding that came in from our virtual school. And a lot of that was directed to Fund 440 to go to our facilities. And so that's that huge, well, it's over $3 million. That's that money that came into the general fund, but we've now transferred it elsewhere.
So it hasn't necessarily been spent yet.
Yep.
It's still on the books. We didn't really spend 3.7 million there. It's just going to
No,
other.
but
earmarked
it
for
is
other
out of the
projects for
general
next
fund.
year's budget.
Yep.
Cool, okay.
Any other questions? That's a good question. Because that kind of looks crazy.
It does.
And that's just what I do when I do our financials. I don't do the budgeted transfers till the last month of the fiscal year. Okay, the next report is a summary of our district LGIP account. That's our local government investment pool account. This is where our state school fund money goes into, gets deposited into. And so this just shows what we've received for the month. Also, our county taxes go into that account, and what has been removed from that account. When I say removed, that's I'm moving money from that account to our checking account to pay all of our bills. That account accrues and gains interest, so I try to keep as much money in that account at all times so we can make the biggest amount of interest that we can. And then following that is just a summary from the county of all the taxes that we received for the month of June. So it ties to the LGIP statement. After that is a report on our middle school bond fund. So we ended the year a little over $51,000. This account, we just take in, receive taxes, and that's the money that we use to then make our debt service payment on the new middle school. We are scheduled to pay that off, I believe, in 2034. After that summary is the account statement for our LGIP for the middle school bond. We keep that money separate from our district money. Following that is just a breakdown from the county on the taxes that we got in. After that, I always make a operating statement for our food service fund, so we can see where we're at. So we ended the year with revenue of $945,000, and then our expenditures were a little over $1 million, and so we did have a deficit of about $117,000, which is higher than what I thought, but I've been trying to prepare our board. We knew we obviously weren't going to be in the black or break even. We did make a purchase. We needed to replace some tables that were unsafe, and so we went ahead and put that on this year's books. And so that did increase our deficit a little larger. But as you can see, it's red of a negative 117, but then I did transfer money from the general fund to make that account zero.
So would that be the equipment expense, the tables?
Yes. Yeah. But the good news is now that we've bought them, we won't have to buy them for a while. That's good. After that is the approval of the bills report. This is everything that the district paid out from our checking account from June 2nd to June 30th. And it's probably the largest report of the year that I submit to you guys for approval. Just wrapping up the fiscal year. And then the final report that I've provided is the payroll report for the month of June. And so, just a reminder, this one's a big one too. We ran 1, 2, 3, for 5 payrolls the month of June.
Do we have questions for Crystal?
All right, I do have one. Going way back to that first
Do it.
one again and the second. So that account statement transaction, page 2, you said that's when we received the most interest in. Is there a reason we can't pool all of our money into that account and for accounting purposes, just keep it as sub-accounts and pull money out?
As in, like, write all of our checks, like, do away with our checking account?
Right.
That's a really good question. I need to read up on that, I don't know,
Okay.
but that's a good question.
Okay. And there may be accounting reasons not to
I
do
do,
it.
yeah. I'll find out for you and give you an answer.
And how long were the auditors here? The whole week?
So they do 2 weeks on site, so this is the week 1 of 2. And they were here this morning, and then, once they finish this week, they will come back in October to finalize. Then they create the draft the month of November, and then, our auditor, Chelsea, will present to the board in December. We're on schedule. And so then the final thing I think on the agenda that I need to talk about is, even though we just finished the budget and got it all approved for the year we're in now, we need to talk about the upcoming budget for 2027. So I know. So in your packet is a proposed budget calendar. I've basically mirrored what we've done the last couple of years, just adjusted the dates. Meeting deadlines, our newspaper only prints certain days, so I've just adjusted those dates. It seems like it works for everyone and it's gone really well. I won't ask for approval, we don't adopt it until February, but take a look at it, let me know if you guys want to make changes or change the whole thing.
Didn't I read there was openings?
Yes, we had 2 of our budget committee members, their terms expired 6/30, so we're currently accepting applications right now. They're due by August 1st to the district office. And then the 2 members that their terms expired, they have been, we've reached out and sent them an application with just applying it.
And the budget calendar, we can look at it and
Yeah.
talk to you about it.
Please let me know if you want to make changes.
So probably at the next work session or at the next meeting, well,
Or you could just tell Ryan and, yeah. I won't ask for you to adopt it till February.
okay.
Okay. That's all I have. Unless anyone has anything else.
I was very impressed by 52 pages of data.
I know. I'm sorry. Next month will be better. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yep.
Okay, then we will move on to the consent agenda. Do we have any questions about the agenda? I will say that we discussed at our work session the annual requirements and had no questions there.
Is that set in stone?
No. I don't think so. Ask.
Are these people that we've got, are they set in stone or can they be changed?
You mean as far as the annual requirement designation?
Yeah, like the insurance, the legal counsel.
So that's what we're just announcing right now, and that we'll have it on record as we do that, but it doesn't mean, obviously, we talked about in the study session, is that we're looking to possibly change some of those things, but as of now, that's just our recommendation. But yes, we are looking to, like I said, look at legal counsel and things like that, that maybe giving us an opportunity to improve stuff.
And I would just like to announce that we have decided that our board meetings will be the second Monday of the month at 6 o'clock while you're around. And I
Thank
have
you.
hard time explaining that to my husband. So, are there any other questions about the consent agenda? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Maribel and seconded by Donnie to accept the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. The motion carries. Okay, the last item on our agenda, this is great, is a board report. We will be having a work session meeting on August 4th at 6 o'clock. I would also like to say that there are some webinars presented by OSBA that we have access to. The last one that I attended was a meet and greet for OSBA staff, which I found rather interesting because I've talked to these people, but I never knew what they looked like. And so that was to me very nice. And some of them don't look like I expected. So, anyway, are there any other items to bring up, questions, or anything?
I will bring up one more thing I forgot from my report. I just want to make sure the middle school parking lot that was scheduled to be redone this summer due to time constraints that we are going to put off to next summer, just because we couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't be shut down for the first week of school. So we said we're not going to disrupt that, and so we're going to put it on there for next year. Because it's not just a repavement, we're doing all the drainage and everything, as we know. If you've driven back there during the winter, it becomes a nightmare. So we've elected to put it off till next year. So.
Okay, I was going to ask you, that will not pose a hazard to people?
No, it's just, I mean, right now it's just more inconvenience, just with standing water and those things, and so there's a safety issue out there right now. So, yeah.
Are there any other questions to ask our superintendent or board members or anything else to report? Hearing none,